then, hobbyists. I know I have discussed Radio 1 in the past and how it's meant for listeners under the age of 25. If you're still listening to Radio 1 over that age, I'd say you're verging on being delusional. It's superficial and has no depth, but I guess it's better than commercial radio. As commercial radio, as a rule, is regional in the UK, so between songs you have adverts for local tool hire places, moth-eaten carpet showrooms, and restaurants with menus from far-flung places, but you can still get chips with everything. The reason I mention this is that there are certain songs and bands I struggle to listen to, mainly as they were always on these types of radio stations, multiple times a day. I hated it then, and I loathe it now. So-called hits from back then were groups which were marked for stardom, now play small venues as most people realise that they're rubbish, except from the people actually in the groups. One of these groups, as an example, is the band Cooler Shaker. They seem to spring to stardom with the song Hush and their gap year look. The reality is, Hush was a cover from a Deep Purple song, who did it far better. Also, they didn't spring up from working small venues and clubs, as they used nepotism. Crispin Mills, the lead singer, just happens to be the son of Hayley Mills, who was a Disney darling back in the day. It does help in the entertainment industry to have a helping hand from within, and having Hayley Mills as a mother is what so-called up-and-coming bands need to get a head start. But let us not forget though that Hayley Mills might not have got where she did through hard work and working smaller roles. She didn't have a Deep Purple cover song to fall back on either, but she was the daughter of Sir John Mills. He was a very famous actor and did many roles over the years. In school holidays as a kid, BBC Two would show old films, mainly as they knew not many people would be watching the telly, so they didn't want to invest in actual programmes. I recall watching Sir John Mills in Swiss Family Robinson and Scott of the Antarctic. He did do lots of films based around the Second World War. My favourite is Ice Cold in Alex. The rough plot being a tired, alcoholic British commanding officer for the ambulance company based in North Africa during the war have to evacuate to Alexandria. During this, himself and two nurses in an ambulance get separated and they decide to drive across the desert to catch up. Along the way, they come across a South African soldier that joins them, and they have to deal with the blazing temperatures, minefields, a broken suspension, sand dunes. But by working together, the four of them use their abilities to overcome the odds. Plot twist though, the South African soldier is actually a German spy. The film ends with the group actually reaching Alexandria. John Mills finally gets the chance to have a beer, and the German spy is taken away to be a prisoner of war instead of being executed, because he's a spy. This is a great story that shows character growth, how as a group you can beat adversity. Also, if you are an enemy soldier, they will find out in the end, but you will be treated fairly. But most importantly, how the thought of an ice-cold beer helps get the job done. I know it helps me when I have to cut the grass. I love a beer from the fridge then. Anyway, as films through the desert go, this is a great one, maybe only rivaled by Lawrence of Arabia. Even I'm not sure if there is a point, but today we are on the beach with the Tamiya Suzuki Jimny, and it reminded me of these desert films, and I believe the Jimny is popular for a small 4x4 sand crawler through these hot places. So here we are in the sand with the Tamiya MF-01X chassis. Maybe a cold beer is needed after this also. So you don't miss out on further videos and similar nonsense, please like, feel free to comment, definitely subscribe, and press that bell-shaped thingy to be woken up at all hours for further content. But for now, that's your lot.